Welcome back to my channel. This is Kidomuji from KD Concept Researchers. Please kindly like and subscribe to our channel so that you can always get our videos while it drops. Today, we are going to be looking at a very important data analysis tool in Microsoft Excel called Interactive Dashboard. So maybe some of us have seen a dashboard, or some persons may not have seen it for the first time. So what exactly does dashboards do? So like I have already written here, that an interactive Excel dashboard is a data management tool that harnesses the power of Excel data analysis tools such as pivot table and pivot charts to track, analyze, monitor, and display key business metrics, is what we call KPM rather. So this KPM, yeah. Okay, as an interactive dashboard, data becomes visually meaningful. And with tools such as sliders, which we'll get to know shortly, users can interact with data, enabling them to derive important insights and make data-driven, well-informed decisions with respect to the particular data they are on. So on the second slide, I have a very beautiful sample of what an interactive dashboard look like. So if you look at this, we see a performance dashboard. This is a sales performance for this company, Kelvin Cookie Company, I think a company in the United States. So basically, what is this dashboard showing us? It is trying to track sales by cookie type. You can see different items that they sell. Then it's trying to track it by different countries. That is, this represents profits. Then on this other side of the dashboard, we have units sold each month. So we're trying to analyze the data by units sold. And then we also have this other one here, which represents the data by profits for each month. Then on the left-hand side, this is what we call slides. Now, slides help you to concentrate on a particular data points at a given time. Let me share the Excel screen now. Hold on. Okay. Firstly, I'm going to share this one, which is already done work. Yes. Now, this is an interactive dashboard, which represents performance dashboard here. Now, look at what happened on these slides here. If I want to look at data coming from only India, all I have to do is to click on India alone. Now, this dashboard is very interactive, that the information that is displayed on all parts of this dashboard is only giving us India. Let me say I want to look at India and Malaysia. I will highlight India and drag it up to Malaysia. Of course, you can also see this now, that we have India and then we have Malaysia. Then if I want to see all parts of the data, we just have to come back and highlight all countries displayed here, and we are back to it. Then also on this other slider, we have two sliders here. The first one is country, while the second one is by products. If you want to see a profit made from, let's say, just chocolate chip. Now this is profit margin for chocolate chip for each of these countries. So this dashboard is very interactive, and what makes it beautiful is it updates in real time. If I go and update the data, you cannot see the data because the data panels have been hidden. If I right click, I can go to unhide. Now you see different data, additional data. These are other sheets which was used to build this interactive dashboard, but they've been hidden so that the whole beauty of it can be seen. So if you update your data in the data sheets, automatically your interactive dashboard changes display immediately. It affects that additional data you added in your data sheet. So that's basically what we are going to be learning how to do tonight. We are just using this performance dashboard to model it. However, it has a diverse application, and I believe at the end of the class, we will deduce best ways to use it in our various fields of endeavor. So quickly, let's look at the data which I sent to you, which we're going to be using. Okay, so this is the data which was used to prepare the interactive dashboard. It represents sales by countries. You see, it has different columns. So the first thing you need to do is to convert this to a real table by simply highlighting the entire data area. Of course, remember what you usually do. Format as table. Go to format as table and maybe select any fine table there. Let's move this panel down, please. Good. And select any table there. Then OK. Now, immediately we do that, you can see that these filter buttons are already out. And those filter buttons play a very vital role, of course, when we are discussing on pivot table. So the next thing we want to do how do I hide this slide permanently? So that I don't want it blocking my view. Please hold on. Now it's blocking up. Okay, I think I should just keep it somewhere here. Let's continue. Sorry about that. Now, I have my. Please, can you still hear me? Okay, let's continue. Now, this table is set, and you can see that the filter buttons are out. So the first thing we need to do is to create a pivot table using this particular data. You still remember how we do it, right? Click on any part of the table, then you go to your inserts. Then from insert, we see pivot table. So we just select pivot table from range. Now, Excel will automatically select the entire data range for us. Then we can now OK it. Good. Now we have this pivot table. But if you go back to that particular spreadsheet which we are using, you find out that we have about 3 different graphs there. So those 3 different graphs are coming from 3 different pivot tables. So we are going to duplicate this pivot table. Watch how I'm going to do it now. Now I'll click on this sheet 1 where I have the pivot table. I'll hold my control key and then I will drag to the right. Good. It has duplicated sheet 1 and it's also a pivot table. Again, I will still click on sheet 2 and drag again to the right. Good. And now it has created the third pivot table for me. Now, the first pivot table, we are going to be renaming these sheets. I want the first analysis to be based on let's say profits by country and cookie. Okay. Also, I also want to analyze this data following a units sold each month. So I'll just rename this one to units sold each month. You can basically name tables sheets what they do. And then this one, I'm going to name this one profits by month. Good. Now let me come back to profit by country and budget. Now remember how we work on our pivot table. On this right hand side, this is where you select uh, categories that goes into either row or column. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my country into row. I'll click and drag it into row. Now you can see here we have the countries displayed on the rows. And then cookie type, since I'm looking at analysis based on country and cookie type, so I will locate cookie type, which is the products, and then I'll drag it to column. Good. I can see that the cookie types have been displayed on the column. Then what I'm really looking at now is the profits. So I will locate profits and use profits as my value, drag profits into value. Awesome. Now we have a very fine pivot table ready for us here. We have the rows represent the countries, the columns represent the cookie type, and of course we have inside this table now the profits for each of these rows and columns. Now let's format our pivot table just a little. Now this amount you are seeing here are all supposed to be in US dollars. So I'm going to click on my home, then select this entire data, which is this profits, and then I will just add the dollar sign to it. Good, it displays in dollar. Also, if I want to just have these values as whole numbers, let me say I don't want these decimal numbers, even though decimal numbers can, but in this particular analysis, I don't want to consider these decimals, which are the cents. I can just adjust by clicking here. You see decrease decimal, this one say increase decimal, so I will decrease the decimal. Good. Now at this point now we don't have any decimal, and then we have all the profits out here. Now I also want to sort these countries, like let the highest profits making country appear first. So I'm going to come to my grand total here, and then I will right click, then go to sort. I will sort it from largest to smallest. Good. Now if you see it has changed. Now India is topping, followed by Philippines and others. Also, I want to sort this cookie type based on which cookie type is making the highest profit. So I'll come to this grand total here and also sort. Sort it from largest to smallest. Good. Now I see that chocolate chip is having the biggest profits. So it's placed here, while fortune cookie is having the least in the profits. Now everything is set for my pivot table. The next thing I want to do is to create a pivot chart for this particular pivot table. And remember how to do that by simply going to pivot table on the menu bar. Make sure you're clicking inside the pivot table. Click on pivot table. Then you see pivot charts on the right, pivot charts. Now for this one, I just want to use a bar chart. Yes. Then okay. Good. Now on this bar here, now we see that it has been sorted following different cookie types and countries. But if you look at this graph here, you find out that it has so many information which we may not want to keep. Some of these things, like if you want to, you can actually interact with your pivot charts. If I want to look at a particular country of interest or I want to remove some, you can do that from here. But all I just want for this is just the charts. So I'm going to right click on these buttons and I will say hide all field buttons. Good. Now you see that our charts got a little bigger and more precise. But another thing I want to add is the caption, that is charts title. So I'm going to title this profits by country and cookie. Good. Now I have this all set. Now we've been able to generate a pivot table which analyzes data based on countries and pivot and uh, cookies consumed to see the profits made within this particular period of time. Okay, now one thing that we need to create is the dashboard itself. Now let me create a new sheet. I'll create a new sheet. Now this is where I'm going to be doing the dashboard. So I think I had the resource files here. I'm going to copy this logo. I'll copy it Control C to this new sheet. So this new sheet I can rename it now and call it my dashboard. I can just start. Now this one you design it like what you do in graphics. Okay, also resource. I have this already written here. Performance dashboard. I will also copy it to my dashboard. I don't know how to permanently hide this. Okay. I'll paste it here. Now let me say I'm just going to highlight a particular range. Let me see this range just to create a kind of border head for my pivot table. So I'll highlight this region, then come to this place where I apply highlights, few color, and then let me say I apply a blue few color. Let me use a darker blue. Okay, let's say the company's color is blue. Now this text on red is no longer fine, so I'm going to change its font size, font color to white, and then bolding the text. Okay, so we have the heading of our pivot table. Now I'll go back to this place where we've gotten this first chart. Then I'll copy this chart with Control C. Then back to my dashboard. I'm going to centralize it. Control V. Okay. Now I'm going to really centralize this one because it's going to be the center of our dashboard. Okay, I can make it a little bigger. Mind you, I want to fit in the other charts on the right and then put some slices on the left. So this is looking all good. Now I will come back. Remember, we have another one which is profits. Yeah, the other tables. Okay, we also have a unit sold each month. So we want to analyze this data based on units sold each month. So all we have to do is click on the pivot table. I need to return the field. I'll click on pivot table, then go to show. I need to show field list. Okay, it's back. In case you mistakenly hide the field list, you go back to your pivot table, then click on show, select field list. Now, all I need to do now is to put my months as row. So I need to locate dates. I'll locate dates. Move my dates to, okay, the date is already in row, but I don't need all the dates. All I need is just months. So I just want it to be arranged according to the months. And then on my values, I'm going to move units sold to values. So units sold, I will move it to values. Basically, this is just what I want for this table. The analysis based on profits, units sold based on months. We have September, October, November, and December as months here, and these are the units sold. So the next thing I want to do is to apply a pivot chart to this also. So remember, we have to go back to our pivot table, then click on pivot charts. For time data like this, it's good to use a line. Yes. So I'll select this line graph and okay. Awesome. So we have this. Remember that some of these buttons we don't want them. So I will right click on this button and say hide field button on charts. Okay. We don't want this total here also. So I'm going to click on it and delete. Then they say the title is total. Title should be units sold. Sorry about that. Units sold each month. Okay, that's all good. Then I'm done working with this one, so I will also copy it. Copy it to where now? I'm copying it to my interactive dashboard which I'm trying to build. So I'll come to the dashboard and just paste it somewhere up here. It looks big, so I'm going to format it. Let me close this panel. I will reduce it. Remember, you can adjust your uh, tables, yes, just to fit into this particular range. Good. Now again, we'll come back to these sheets. We've analyzed profit by country, then by unit sold. The last one I want to get is profit by month. So back on the pivot table region, I'll have to go back and activate my view list. Now for profit by month, the row still remains profit as usual. The row still remains month rather, so I will select my month, move it to row, and then my values also stays in profits. Values. Okay, profits, we are looking at it as profit now. So profit stays as value. Good. Now, if you look at this previous one, it's different. What we have here is sum of units sold, but in the third table, what we have here now is months and then sum of profits in this particular month. Again, we need to convert that to a pivot chart by clicking on pivot table analysis, pivot charts. Also, I'm going to use a line chart and okay, as usual, these buttons, I don't want them. So I will right click and say hide all on charts. Remove this total. Now up here, I'm going to rename this to profits by month. That is it. Again, I will copy it to where my interactive dashboard, which I'm building. We have several sheets here now, so I'll move it to my interactive dashboard here. Okay, I want to paste it just down here. This is out again, I will close it. Now I need to adjust it. When you're building a dashboard, you should have a graphic design at the back of your mind because now I need to adjust this to also fit just like this other one. And probably I need to adjust this first uh, graph here. Good. Now you can see that this actually is looking finer and better. Okay, now we have the three graphs which we want to use to develop this interactive dashboard for performance, of course, performance of these products in the company. The next thing we need to do now is to make the dashboard very interactive. As it is now, this is just a static dashboard. There's nothing we can really do on it. But we can make it more interactive like the one I showed at the beginning of this class by inserting timeline and sliders. Now to insert timeline and sliders into this dashboard we are creating, just click on any of these graphs here like this one. Then we'll go back to our pivot charts. Here we see slicer, we see timeline. The first I'm going to insert timeline, click on timeline. The timeline should follow dates so that we can check the behavior of the dashboard at a given date. Okay, I will okay that. Good. We have our slicer here. Now move it to this right corner. You can also adjust it to fit. Good. Then I'll click on it again. I still need to go back to my pivot table to add slicer. Slicer is what is actually used to make the dashboard very interactive. So I want my slicer by country and also by products. Then I okay it. So two slicers should be out now. Good. The first one is by country. I will place it here. Then let me scroll down a little. Now notice that there is no space here, so we can actually adjust this up. Yes, we can just adjust that up so that I can bring in this other slider here, somewhere here. I also need to adjust it up a little. Now this is fine. Now the slicer and of course the slicer we have made is just going to be interactive with this first graph which we created with it. See what happens if I want to do anything on it now. Let me say I want to look at data from only Malaysia. Once I click, now only this first chart. Okay, this session is running now. Today we are running 2 sections for this particular course. Now you find out that the slicer is only interactive with the first graph, but I want it to be interactive with other parts of this dashboard. So I'm going to right click on the slicer, then I'll go to report connection. Please pay attention to this. Go to report connection. Then you can see pivot table 2 and pivot table, this other one. So I will activate them and okay. Now observe that this has not reflected on all tables. Let me say I want to look at United Kingdom. Now this dashboard is becoming more interactive. Let me highlight all countries again. Now similarly, we're also going to make this other slider interactive by right clicking, go to report connections, and then mark that tables. Not leaving our timer here, so I will also go to this report connections. Now why we are doing this is so that whatsoever interaction you're doing will be affecting the entire data set. Like if I click on fortune cookies alone, find out that just showing me fortune cookies. Please, someone is active, mute yourself please so that everyone can hear. Thank you very much. Okay, so everything here now is becoming very interactive. Now, notice that we have a limited data here. This data is just running from September, October, November, and December, and probably it's running for just a particular year. That is why we have additional data. Now, that means someone can be increasing data points which was used to create this pivot table from the original data, and it's going to be reflecting right here on the dashboard, which is now interactive. So I'm going to go back to our data field. Remember where we started? Data field. Now this is how you update your data now in your interactive dashboard. This session is ending shortly, but when it ends, I'm going to start for the second session so that we can wrap it up very well. Okay, if you look at the dates here, pay attention on the date column, you find out that this is basically for 2019. Now, if you go to additional data, we have data for 2020. The question now is, how do I now update my dashboard with this 2020 data? So quickly, we have to highlight to copy data for 2020, Control C to copy, come back to our data field, which was used to build those pivot table. Down below is right here. Then I'll use Control V to paste. Automatically, Excel will format it as a table to add up to this table. Now, I've updated the table, but let's go back to our dashboard and see what happened. Dashboard has not updated yet. As you can see, the dashboard is still the same way we left it. It's still the same way we left it. So now, how do we make the dashboard to reflect the other information? Now we need to refresh this dashboard. But we'll click on this, then go to pivot chart analysis. Click on any of the graph, go to pivot chart analysis. Then now we need to look at refresh all. Look at refresh here. If you go to refresh, then you say refresh all. Pay attention to the dashboard. If I click on refresh all, of course, it has updated the new data which we just added. You can see that the graphs has improved We now have from January up to December, and of course, running for 2 years. Now, remember on this product, I just highlighted one. I can also come back and select my entire product, of course. Now, this gives us a very fine interactive dashboard here. So, for any new data that I come to my data field to add, it could be for just one day. Let's say I just come and update this data for one day. All I have to do is, after updating it, let's say I update here. After updating it, I'll come back to the dashboard. Then I'll go to click on any of the charts, click on pivot charts, then click on refresh. And I want to refresh all. Once you refresh all, it reflects all your data. So this is just the first section of how to prepare our pivots table. When we come back, we really find out now how to make it look really very lively, looking at formatting the fields and look of the pivot table. I don't know how long we still have here on our timer. Okay, we have about 4 minutes. Okay, we can go on. We can go on. Now, we have this set here. Now, we need to adjust the pivot table, except by default it provides grid lines. But the dashboard is not really supposed to have all these grid lines. So we'll go to view. But you don't also know how to do this for the first time. If you click on view, you see grid line. Now, if I unmark the grid lines, you see that this whole thing now is looking finer, and it's giving us the whole feel of a dashboard. As you can see, it's now like on a plain white and everything. Now, remember, for any interaction you want to make here, the entire pivot table is being affected. If you click on just India, to give you everything on India, let's say India and Malaysia. So the dashboard is very interactive. Each time you try to play with the slicers, the graphs are changed. So if it is something you need to maybe create a new place where you're copying each of these changes on the slicer, you can do that. So the basic thing now is you have seen that the pivot table is highly interactive right now. And the interaction is happening on all the three pivot charts, which is being used to monitor the performance of Kevin Cookie Company. And of course, we have these slicers based on country and slicers based on products. Now, another thing we need to do here now is sometimes it's not really necessary. Let me move this dashboard to the extreme. And maybe I just want to hide each of these tables which we've used to create this pivot table. So all I'm going to do is I'll click on them, use Control to highlight them all. Then I can just right click on any of them and say hide. Of course, even this resource, I can also hide it. Now by hiding all that, the only sheet that is active here now is our pivot sheets. And of course, the interaction still remains. Even though those tables which was used to create it are all hidden, the interaction remains. So basically, this is how to create an interactive dashboard in Microsoft Excel. This can be used to monitor sales over time. Like you see unit sold for each month. As the unit sold for each month is increasing in the data sheets, as long as you come back and refresh this dashboard, you find out that these charts keep on increasing. This is basically the kind of dashboard they use to monitor sales. And if you look at those in the Forex, you see that the Forex dashboard is always fluctuating and is in real time. So such a dashboard can be used to monitor something like that. Let's say you just want to keep track of your sales, monthly sales, and also this one is keeping the profits. Now you can see that there is a decline towards November, December, and the highest profit by month was made around October of this given year. So this makes the whole thing very interactive. And remember, the more data you add, the more the dashboard keep becoming very much interactive. So let me know in the comment section. Was anyone following me to do this pivot table? Let me know in the comment section. Were you able to follow up with what you're doing on the pivot on this dashboard? Were you able to place it alongside with me? Okay. I was thinking I wanted to finish up in one section, but that is it. So I want to take some quick questions now before this session is over. Okay. So we'll say some of sorts. Did any other person follow? That was why I provided that data. Were you able to follow? Please, if you did not follow it that way, you can always go back and thank you for watching this video. You can also check out some other videos that are prerequisite to this one on our course series in data analysis using Microsoft Excel. Please kindly leave your questions in the comment section and we'll attend to them. Also remember to like, share, comment, and most especially please kindly subscribe to this channel so that we can always serve you better. Thank you.